Who could that be? Hello?
Hello, is this the vampire?
Yeah, this is he.
I have a question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Do you like scary movies?
Oh, yes, I do. I mean, why wouldn't I like scary movies? I'm not a pussy.
Well, that's nice. What's your favorite?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with The Exorcist.
Oh, a classic. I have a question for that one. Who played the girl?
Linda Blair.
Name of her character?
Her name is Reagan.
What was the name of the demon that possessed her?
Possessed by a demon that later in the franchise they called her Pazuzu. But that did not sound scary, it just sounded silly.
Do you have any plans for tonight?
Well, I'm about to do something. I mean, I'm gonna have a little bit of a marathon of a lot of scary movies. And one of them has Drew Barrymore in them.
This always confused me. Was she the main?
No, she wasn't the main character. Though the advertisement suggests that she was, and then she wasn't. Her name was on the poster. And I'm pretty sure that the teaser poster didn't have her shock face. And why am I even saying that to you? I'm having a YouTube review of something that I'm about ready to talk about, and you just gave a spoiler in what I'm about ready to talk about. How do you know all this? Please don't kill me.
You stupid idiot. I'm not here to kill you.
What?
I was just here to call you on your fingers over to ask you if you knew there was a Scream 5.
Well, of course I knew there was a fifth film. Why wouldn't I knew there was a fifth film? You gotta be the worst stalker ever.
Yeah, I'm just doing this on my first try, and I'm not very good at it.
Well, let me ask you this. Did Drew Barrymore ever have any other movies that have to do with scare factors?
Oh, well, I can only name some of them.
Then name some at the top of your head.
Now, Firestarter and Cat's Eye, and were they Stephen King? I knew they were Stephen King.
Yes, she was in both of those, and they are both Stephen King films.
Yeah, well, I guess I done my part for your video.
Yeah, I think that's what we got for our clue in.
Uh-huh. And so, I'm just gonna go. If you need me for anything else, well, you know what to do.
Scream was directed by Wes Craven of Nightmare on Elm Street and The Last House on the Left. And it has made a movie that's kind of like a resurrection of the slasher genre. But it pokes fun at it, while still being serious. It was written by Kevin Williamson. If it wasn't quite obvious from my opening sketch, it starts off with Drew Barrymore being axed off, despite her being all over the press and posters. I think she might have had a talk show or a daytime talk show moment about her scene in the movie, but she probably didn't give it away like nobody should. It's kind of like 2014 Godzilla. But anyway, after that opening, it kicks into a real story with Cindy Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, a year after the murder of her mother, who targeted her and her friends by using horror films as part of a deadly game. Now that in and of itself sounds insane for a slasher killer to do, but it's kind of clever. In fact, it's pretty clever. I mean, I can never name a time that a slasher killer has ever done that. I think it was Candyman, he did something clever. Then Michael Myers and Chucky. But I can argue Wes Craven has already done it a little bit clever before Scream with Elm Street. Freddy Krueger is pretty clever in using his slasher techniques. But I'll get into that later. This was a burst of like a little bit low budget, but I think most of the budget kind of went to Barrymore. Well, not really budget. Most of the budget kind of go to the actors sometimes. Actually, it's the other way around. Budget for actors, budget for effects, costumes, production design. But those have to be handled with care. Because if you don't, you're going to get crappy camera quality, crappy production quality, and everything. And also you're going to get bad actors if you don't have a good budget for that. But low budget films have come a long way for that. But like, there's a lot of good actors in this like yeah, like Drew Barrymore, who doesn't do that much, who's just a body count. Kind of sad. Wish there could have been more of that, but I don't feel cheated. Nev Campbell. Then there's David Arquette, or David Arquette. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Yep, David Arquette. It's kind of weird, and I didn't even know this guy, but I did know him from a very bad sequel that I'll also talk about later, and that is Jamie Kennedy. Now he's a funny guy, and he's pretty much a comic relief who does give out the slasher killer tropes that are going to be utilized throughout the movie, and that's it. And they do make this slasher film a whodunit. Kind of different than Chucky, though that was just more of a mystery. This is just a whodunit like all those mystery movies. But except, not with a killer doll. That was it. That's completely off the subject of the same slasher genre element. Now I don't want to give that away, but the way they utilize it is kind of pretty clever. Mostly with my ghost face impression, but with the few characters that our main character interacts with, it does bring in the suspense of who she's who is coming after her and who's doing this. And also Courtney Cox is the news reporter. Is this a Friends reunion? Before a Friends reunion? I gotta watch that. Scream is innovative. It's impactful for the horror genre to get back on its feet in terms of slasher films. And so much fun, so funny at times, while keeping the suspense and the gore. And it does get kind of gory because most slasher films, when they start off, they do get gory at first, but then they get more gory. Yeah, it's very crazy that they do that. It gets 4 stars out of 5. Is it familiar? Yes. Is it a lot of fun? Yeah. Is it still suspenseful? Of course. But I'll be watching this all year round. And I don't know, maybe Drew Barrymore could probably do another horror film, or maybe do something with creepy kids if she wants to bring her daughters in the spotlight one day. Because you could do a lot with creepy kids in movies. Because I haven't pulled that off. I've been working on this for years.